Welcome to the Ultimate Sports Blog Podcast. Today is Saturday, January 26, 2019. Today I'm going to recap the Women's Australian Open Final, look ahead to the men's. College basketball and NBA, just go over last night's games, look ahead to today's games. NHL All-Star Skills Competition was last night, and then we'll pick the All-Star matches tonight. And then my best bet of the day. Tennis, a phenomenal women's final last night. Naomi Osaka wins. Petra Kvitova had her chance. She forced the third match, and Osaka comes out on top, as I predicted. And it was a big help of me winning my best bet last night because I took Osaka as the underdog, in which she did not deserve to be that. She was a higher seed for a reason. Kvitova had a great tournament. Obviously, Osaka did as well. And then tonight on the men's side of things, we have Rafael Nadal against Novak Djokovic, 2 versus 1. It's overnight. It's going to be a phenomenal match. Both of these guys deserve to be here. They're the best 2 men's tennis players in the world right now, those two and Federer. Djok has just been awesome in this tournament, and there's no reason to bet against Djok right now, so give me Novak Djokovic to win the Men's Australian Open as your number 1 overall seed. Although I do expect this to be a competitive match. College basketball, not a big slate last night. Number 5 Michigan destroys Indiana 69-46. As Michigan goes to 19-win, Indiana 12-8. Number 14 Buffalo defeats Kent State 88-79. Buffalo 18-2, Kent 15-5. Iona defeats Rider 77-71. Iona 7-11, Rider 10-8. Quinnipiac defeats Marist 92-78. Quinnipiac 9-9, Marist 7-12. Yale defeats Brown 79-71. Yale 12-3, Brown 12-6, and Creighton defeats Butler 75-61. Creighton 12-8, Butler 12-9. Today's slate is big. We have the SEC Big 12 Challenge today as well. Obviously, pick all the games that are major conferences, ranked teams, and games that are on television. You have at noon Georgia Tech at number 2 Duke. Duke's going to win and cover the 23. On the Big Ten Network, you have Illinois at number 13, Maryland. Maryland's favored by 9.5. They'll win and cover. 12 o'clock ESPN to begin the Big 12 SEC Challenge. Number 24, Iowa State at number 20, Ole Miss. Iowa State is a 1-point favorite. Wrong team's favored. Ole Miss looked bad against Alabama. It was just one bad game. They'll bounce back here at home as a 1-point dog. ESPN 2, Florida and TCU. TCU is a 4-point favorite at home. Florida's not been that good this year, so give me TCU to win and cover. CBS Sports Network, Colgate and Loyola, Maryland. Colgate's a 4.5-point favorite. They should win and cover. Fox Sports 1, Ohio State and Nebraska. Nebraska's favored by 7.5. Ohio State's been so bad lately. Nebraska's going to win and cover. ESPN USCC Big 12 Challenge. Alabama at Baylor. Baylor's a 3.5-point favorite. I like how both of these teams have played of late. I'm tempted to take Alabama on the 3.5 and make a case this is a 1-possession game. So, you know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to say it's a close game. Bama covers at least, but I don't know if they win outright. If anything, Baylor wins by 2. 1 o'clock on CBS, number 3, Virginia at Notre Dame. Virginia's a 12.5-point favorite on the road. I think Virginia wins, but Notre Dame stays within the number, although I don't feel good about that. Maine and Binghamton, UMBC, New Hampshire, LA, Brooklyn, Central Connecticut State, VMI, the Citadel, Detroit University, IUPUI, Texas, Arlington, Georgia State. 2 o'clock, Fox Sports 1, number 12, Marquette at Xavier. Marquette's favored by 2.5. Marquette's the better team, and they're going to win and cover. 2 o'clock, ACC Network, Clemson at number 21, NC State. NC State's favored by 5. They're going to win and cover. ACC Network, Pitt at number 23, Louisville. Louisville's favored by 10. They're going to win and cover, and this is a revenge game for Louisville. CBS Sports Network, Davidson at St. Louis. St. Louis is favored by 3. Big game in this conference. Could decide who gets the 1 seed in the tournament and could decide the regular season title. St. Louis is favored by 3. I think Davidson's actually the better team, so I'm going to take them here in a slim road upset. ESPN2, Texas at Georgia. Texas is favored by 4.5. Texas is the better team, so give me them to win and cover. VCU and Duquesne, Big 12 SEC Challenge. Oklahoma State hosts South Carolina. Oklahoma State's favored by 3. This is a tough one for me. South Carolina, I like how they played in conference play, but Oklahoma State's home, and I expect them to win that game and cover the 3. Army Lafayette, Ball State, Ohio. Drexel, Delaware. ESPN in the SEC Big 12 Challenge. Kansas State at Texas A&M. K-State's a 4.5-point favorite. They've been playing good basketball of late. They're going to win and cover. Boston University, Lehigh, Dartmouth, and Harvard. Eastern Michigan and Western Michigan. Hofstra and Towson. Dayton and Fordham. Dayton's favored by 6.5. I think Fordham covers, but Dayton wins. 2:15 Big Ten Network, Northwestern at Wisconsin. Wisconsin's favored by 9. I think Wisconsin wins, but Northwestern covers. 3 o'clock Hartford, Albany, South Alabama, UL Monroe, Monmouth, Niagara, Utah Valley, Chicago State, Navy, Holy Cross. 3:30 Bowling Green and Miami of Ohio, Jacksonville State, Morehead State. 4 o'clock ESPN, West Virginia at number 1 Tennessee. Tennessee's favored by 14.5. They're going to win and cover. They almost lost to Vanderbilt the other day. They're going to rebound in a big way and destroy arguably what's been the most disappointing team in the country this year in West Virginia. Delaware State and Howard, Bucknell and American, Bethune-Cookman, Oregon State, New Orleans Incarnate Word, CBS Sports Network, Utah State and New Mexico. Utah State's favored by 7. I think Utah State wins, but New Mexico covers. Oakland at UIC, Florida A&M and Coppin State, Appalachian State and Little Rock, William and Mary, Charleston, Northeastern, James Madison, Winthrop Presbyterian, Idaho State, Montana State, Wyoming, Boise, Fresno at Colorado State. Could be a trap game for Fresno State. Portland at Pacific, NC-AT at NC Central, Bradley at Missouri State, ESPN2 SEC Big 12 Challenge, Vanderbilt at Oklahoma. Oklahoma's favored by 9.5. I think Oklahoma wins, but Vandy covers. I just don't like what I've seen from Oklahoma, and the case for Oklahoma that covers if Vandy has a complete meltdown after a near upset over Tennessee. But I think Vandy is in this game, and I think Oklahoma wins by like 8. Fairleigh Dickinson and Bryant, Pac-12 Network, Washington at Oregon State. Oregon State's a 2-point favorite. Washington's the better team. I think they'll win on the road. Alana at UNC Wilmington. ESPNU, South Florida at East Carolina. South Florida's a 3.5-point favorite. Guess what? Trap game. East Carolina Pirates upset special. As a 3.5-point underdog, they'll win outright. Old Dominion at UTSA. Southeast Louisiana at Northwestern State. Houston Baptist at McNeese. ACC Network, Boston College at Wake Forest. BC's a 1.5-point favorite. I think Wake Forest pulls off the home upset. 4:30 Central Arkansas at Abilene Christian. SAU Edwardsville at Tennessee Martin. Sanford at Furman. Belmont and Austin Peay. Western Illinois and South Dakota. Longwood and South Carolina Upstate. Big Ten Network, Rutgers at Penn State. Penn State's favored by 7. They're going to win and cover Penn State, because I don't think Rutgers is very good. Well, Penn State's not very good either, but that's a weird line, and it tells you something. So take the opposite of what you're tempted to do. So give me Penn State minus the 7 at home. Don't feel super about it. 5 o'clock, Western Kentucky at Louisiana Tech. Marshall at Southern Miss. Northern Illinois at Akron. Coastal Carolina and Arkansas State. Mercer and Greensboro. St. Francis Brooklyn at Mount St. Mary's. Wagner Robert Morris. Texas State Georgia Southern. 5:15 Omaha South Dakota State. 5:30 Eastern Illinois Southeast Missouri State. Gardner Webb Charleston Southern. Prairie View and Mississippi Valley State. Game of the night in college basketball, 6 o'clock on ESPN. Number 9 Kansas at number 8 Kentucky. Kentucky's a 6.5-point favorite. That is way too high. They'll win the game. Kansas will cover. SEC Network, number 5 LSU at Missouri. LSU's a 5-point favorite. They're going to win and cover. They've just been so good in SEC play. Alcorn State and Alabama State. ESPNU, Tulane and SMU. SMU's favored by 15. They're going to win and cover. Campbell and Hampton. St. Bonaventure at Richmond. Richmond's a 2-point favorite. They should win and cover, and I think they will. Jackson State at Grambling, South Carolina State at Savannah State, Wichita State at UConn, 6 o'clock on CBS Sports Network. UConn's favored by 6.5, and I think they win, but Wichita covers. Middle Tennessee and North Texas, 6:30, Lamar and Sam Houston State. Maryland Eastern and Norfolk State, 7 o'clock, Vermont at Stony Brook. Green Bay at Wright State, FAU at FIU. Manhattan at Siena, UNC Asheville High Point, Central Michigan and Toledo. Toledo's a 10-point favorite. I think they win, but Central covers. Cornell and Columbia. By the way, Central Michigan and Toledo are combined 29-9. So that's why that game deserved to be a picks game. Youngstown State and Cleveland State. Sacred Heart and St. Francis, Pennsylvania. Seattle and UMKC. Tennessee Tech and Eastern Kentucky. Chattanooga, Wofford. Milwaukee, Northern Kentucky. Denver, Purdue, Fort Wayne. Southern Alabama A&M. St. Joe's at Penn. East Tennessee State at Western Carolina. George Washington at George Mason. Mason's an 11-point favorite. They'll win and cover. Good job on Vegas for adjusting for George Mason, who's been a surprisingly good team in conference play in Atlantic 10. 8 o'clock ESPN, Syracuse at number 10, Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech's a 6-point favorite. I think Virginia Tech wins, but Syracuse gives them a game and covers. Northern Colorado and Northern Arizona. Evansville and Northern Iowa. Utah, Cal on ESPNU. Utah is favored by 5.5. They'll win and cover. North Dakota State at Oral Roberts. Fox Sports 1. Colorado at Stanford. Stanford favored by 2.5. Tough call here. I'm going to go with Colorado on the road to pull off the upset. Tennessee State at Murray State. St. Mary's at Pepperdine. UNLV at San Diego State. San Diego State's a 6-point favorite. I think they win, but UNLV covers. ESPN 2, Arizona State at USC. USC's favored by 1.5. Guess what? I'm taking Arizona State. They're a 1.5-point dog as Bobby Hurley gets another big win. Although USC is a good team that can't be overlooked, but I just like Bobby Hurley's team on the road a little bit more. Drake at Valparaiso. UAB at Rice. New Mexico State at Texas Rio Grande. Troy at Louisiana. 8:30 SEC Network, number 16 Auburn at number 22 Mississippi State. Both of these teams need this game. Mississippi State's a 1-point favorite. I think the home team wins and covers. Texas Southern and Arkansas Pine Bluff. Charlotte at UTEP at 9 o'clock, as well as Air Force San Jose State. Weber State Montana. Yale Marymount St. Clara. 10 o'clock ESPN 2. Arizona at UCLA. UCLA is a 1.5-point favorite. I'm going to take UCLA to win and cover. Don't feel super about it. Santa Barbara, Long Beach State, Grand Canyon, Cal Baptist, UC Riverside and UC Irvine, Cal State Fullerton and Cal Poly, San Francisco, San Diego, Eastern Washington, Sacramento State, Idaho State, Portland State, and at midnight Eastern, UC Davis at Hawaii. To the NBA we go. The Wizards defeat the Magic 95-91. Wizards go to 21-27. Orlando 20-29. The Nets defeat the Knicks 109-99. Nets 27-23. Knicks 10-37. The Heat defeat the Cavs 100-94. Heat 23-24. Cleveland 9-41. Clippers defeat the Bulls 106-101. Clips 27-22. Bulls 11-38. Rockets defeat the Raptors 121-119. Rockets 28-20. Toronto 36-15. Kings defeat the Grizzlies 99-96. Sacramento 25-24. Memphis 19-30. The Mavs defeat the Pistons 106-101. Dallas 22-26. Detroit 21-27. The Bucks defeat the Hornets 108-99. Milwaukee 35-12. Charlotte 23-25. The Nuggets defeat the Suns 132-95. Denver 32-15. Phoenix 11-40. And the Jazz defeat the Timberwolves 106-102. Utah 28-22. Minnesota 24-25. Tonight's slate only a 5-gamer. At 6 o'clock, the Spurs at the Pelicans. 8 o'clock, the Pacers at the Grizzlies. Game of the night in the NBA. 8:30 ABC. The Warriors at the Celtics. Golden State's favored by 3.5. Hey, guess what? The Boston Celtics are going to come to play tonight. And guess what? The Washington Wizards hung around. The lowly Washington Wizards hung around with the Warriors the other night. Well, they're lowly compared to Golden State. So, you know what? I'm taking the Boston Celtics not only to cover the 3.5, they're going to win this game outright. Kyrie Irving will be back tonight. Al Horford might be back tonight. I expect Gordon Hayward to give him good minutes off the bench like he has been. The Celtics rise to the occasion on national TV on a Saturday night behind a TD Garden faithful. This is the biggest game of the Boston Celtics season. They have to win this game. NBA Finals preview, perhaps. I said that Raptors-Rockets was the dark horse one. This is probably the real NBA Finals preview. I think the Boston Celtics have a great chance to win this game. I think they will win this game in front of their home fans. And Mike Breen, Jeff Van Gundy, Mark Jackson, and I believe it's Israel Gutierrez this week are in for a treat of a basketball game. And you know what? I'm going to make a bonus prediction here. I think this game goes to overtime. Let's go with 120 to 115 Celtics overtime win. And Kyrie Irving will be the leading scorer in this game from both sides. Meaning, combined, like, the player in this game that will have the most points will be Kyrie Irving. 9 o'clock, the 76ers at the Nuggets. That's a good game. 10 o'clock, the Hawks at the Trailblazers. The NHL skills competition was last night. The fastest skater was Connor McDavid of the Oilers, 13.378 seconds over Jack Eichel of the Buffalo Sabres with 13.582 seconds. Puck control, Johnny Gaudreau, Calgary Flames, 27.045 seconds. Patrick Kane, second place, 28.611 seconds. The save streak, Henrik Lundqvist wins with 12 consecutive saves. Runner-up, Andrei Vasilevsky, Tampa Bay Lightning with 8 consecutive saves. The premier passer, Leon Draisaitl, Edmonton Oilers, 1 minute, 9.088 seconds. Runner-up, Sebastian Aho, Carolina Hurricanes, 1 minute in 18.530 seconds. Hardest shot, John Carlson, Washington Capitals, 102 miles per hour and 100.8 miles per hour. Runner-up, Seth Jones, Columbus Blue Jackets, 99.4 miles per hour, 95.1 miles per hour. Accuracy shooting, David Pastrnak, Boston Bruins, 11.309 seconds, followed by Chris Letang as your runner-up from the Penguins, 12.693 seconds. Tonight we have the 2 games, or I should say 3. It will be the Metro against the Central, the Pacific against the Central, the Metro against the Atlantic, and then the East versus the West. In Metro versus Atlantic, let's go with the Metro. Sidney Crosby, Alex Ovechkin, they lead the way. I think Matthew Barzal will have a good game too. And in the Western Conference game, Pacific versus Central, let's go with the Pacific. It's just a wild card pick. I know there's more talent in the Central. Let's go with the West. Johnny Gaudreau, the Shark Stars. So let's go with the Pacific, and then Pacific versus Metro in the final. Let's go with the Metro division. All-Star MVP. Oh, I forgot. Alex Ovechkin didn't even participate in All-Star Weekend. He gave himself a little break. So, Sidney Crosby and Matthew Barzal, Henrik Lundqvist in net, Braden Holtby in net as well. All-Star Game MVP. Let's go with Barzal, the Islanders. It just feels like the Islanders' year this year in the Metro Division. They've been the surprise team in that division. It's arguably the biggest surprise in the league. Barry Trotz has done outstanding. So let's go with the Metro to win the whole thing as Matthew Barzal as the MVP. Best bet of the day brought to you by FanDuel. 15-team moneyline parlay for college basketball. Maryland, Virginia, Harvard, Louisville, Howard, Tennessee, Boise State, South Dakota State, Alabama State, Texas Tech, North Texas, SMU, Norfolk State, Wofford, and George Mason. Plus 423, wagering $1.19 to win $5.04 with a payout of $6.23. That's it for today. Tomorrow I'll be back recapping the big college basketball slate. Look ahead to tomorrow's slate. Recap all the NBA, especially Warriors Celtics. I'll probably have that as my central focus on the podcast tomorrow because it might be the NBA Finals preview. Look ahead to tomorrow's games. Go over the NHL All-Star games and obviously the men's Australian Open final. Any news that breaks, I'll discuss, and obviously my best bet for tomorrow. I hope you guys have a great day, everybody.